Hi, my name is Evan. I'm the first negative, and I'm going to be disproving why the state of California should allow terminally ill patients to access PAS, or physician-assisted suicide. This is a very controversial topic that a lot of the states have gone through. This one in particular, since it's left to a referendum or the people's choice in order to allow this type of procedure. Three major claims that I'm going to be making for the against side, while she will make a few more later on. Those who are terminally ill will have these decisions imposed on or made for them, and when I say these decisions, I mean the decision of whether or not physician-assisted suicide should be made. The second one would be, with the ambiguity between physician-assisted suicide and the current legal system in California, there is no reasonable ground for murder or suicide. Third one will be of the option or the willingness. The option of the able to attempt physician-assisted suicide is considered wrong and immoral. So going back to my first one, people who are diagnosed with seriously and almost severely terminally ill diseases are put under extreme pressure to come up with a solution to their problem, whether or not if they want to live and suffer through their problems, or if they just want to end their lives quickly. As a result of this, with the help of euthanasia, people are being denied access to life, while others are being denied access to death row. And with the comparison of those, as weird as it sounds, euthanasia is used a lot to put people down. It's almost abolished in many of the states. Statistics from Holland, particularly two professors by the names of Ole Scheffer and Dersma, they did a statistics for 1 year in 1994 where physician-assisted suicide is currently allowed. The suggestion that they made was that for 1 year, people that made the choices themselves without any explicit request died in the 1,000 per year. Than those who requested the assisted suicide themselves, or with help, which was 400 a year. Another point, those who are undergoing the procedure of physician-assisted suicide will have to make the call for themselves if no others are willing to be to aid them. In many cases, people with illnesses and disabilities would be poorly informed about their conditions and future prospects. Therefore, the decision to engage in assisted suicide cannot be made irrationally. With many patients with serious illnesses such as dementia, various forms of cancer like brain cancer, Alzheimer's, bipolar disorders, they are poorly informed about their conditions and prognosis. Without the clear information, they can't be expected to make any informed decisions about whether or not they want to contemplate suicide without a decision. They're given often unclear and misleading information about their prognosis and how long they are expected to live, because healthcare providers do not simply know or are wrong in their expectations. Dr. Dick Sobsby, doctor for the Special Senate Committee on Euthanasia and Assisted Suicide, he did a study that examined the accuracy in medical predictions that suggest that physicians rarely know who will die or when they will die. The only time that physicians can predict when death will occur with any degree of certainty is when it is so close that euthanasia will make little difference. People with illnesses and disabilities will be influenced and coerced by many other circumstances. Research shows that the information given to patients and their families in the manner in which it is represented often manipulates the decisions about vital matters. In some cases, the McAfee case, for example, people chose suicide because there was a lack of appropriate services or accommodations that are not fulfilling enough or proper to be chosen, not because of their physical conditions. Moving on to my second point, specific legislation defining appropriate and inappropriate conditions for euthanasia will not end ambiguous or inappropriate uses of euthanasia or assisted suicide. The legal section 241B of the Criminal Code and the Hippocratic Oath clearly prohibits any form of counseling or assisting suicide. They are quite clear, but even so, they have not eliminated difficult decisions. Creating legal and ethical exceptions to PAS will only increase the ambiguity and provide a greater rationale for either illegal or unethical exceptions. It will be difficult to differentiate murders of people with illnesses and disabilities from assisted suicides if this were to take effect. The difference between homicide and assisted suicide depends on intentions and other subtle factors that are difficult to prove absolutely. When this is combined with the application of assisted suicide, you are only to the people with illness or disability. It means that people with illness or disability in California would not have equal protection of their lives, which is a fundamental breach of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. And moving on to my third and last point, the nation's largest and most influential medical organizations, which includes organizations like the American Medical Association and the American College of Physicians, and as well as many other smaller physician groups, on record as opposing physician-assisted suicide. They give a statistic that 45 out of the 50 states consider the practice a crime. California and 4 others are with a referendum, meaning they give the public and both people the option for it. The main problem with this, however, is that assisted suicide is needed to avoid, well, as he pointed out, assisted suicide is needed to avoid the excruciating pain and suffering that may accompany a terminal illness, but that's all based on a fallacy. Advanced